Hello, everyone. Today is it's 17th of August, and it's about almost 11 p.m. Eastern Time. So this is our weekly market and earnings call. So let's start with the earning calendar, with the economic calendar. So on the economic calendar, we have a couple of FOMC members speaking. Then we have unemployment claims as usual on Thursday, and then we have services PMI, flash manufacturing PMI. These are the key numbers. Philadelphia Fed Manufacturing Index, so producer price manufacturing index was higher last week. Retail sales was higher, so that is all pointing towards producer price index is pointing towards that the retail sector will be impacted over a period of time, but at the moment it takes a couple of months before it goes and it hits the retail sector. And then we have the major event of the year is Fed Powell speaking at Jackson Hole. This will be his last meeting for this. I mean, as a Fed chairman, his term expires in May 2026. The other part is most of the time these meetings have really moved the market either side. So let's see what happens this year. A lot of hopes that what I have read, a lot of hope is basically Powell is going to pivot and is going to pave the way for interest rate easing, which is going to be like in September. So which is going to be, that's the market anticipation is that he's going to pivot and he's going to pave the way for interest rate decline. Is it going to be 25 basis point or 50 basis point? That's we still yet to see that. The other thing is these meetings in the past have moved mass market drastically, and this is his last meeting, so we'll have a lot of interest. This is going to be an interesting week. And let's see what is happening on the earning calendar. So we have Palo Alto tomorrow after market, Fabrinet, PHP, Palo Alto Cybersecurity, and these are Fabrinet is into electronic contract management companies. So they are into that one. BHP is gold mining miner. And the interesting is Home Depot, Target, and Walmart. All three retailers are going to be announcing this week. Zoom and Workday. Those are what I think key for this week. Let's see what we have on what is the probability map suggesting. So guys, I produce these probability maps every week. For August 18 to 22nd, the market is anticipating the street suggesting that Dow, S&P, and Nasdaq were bullish. Even on 19th, all bullish. 20th, Dow was bullish. So Dow is bullish the entire week as per what's the history suggesting. S&P is up for first 2 days. Second day it's mixed. Third day it's down. So first 2 days is up. Third day it's mixed. Fourth day it's down. And fifth Friday is up. Same as in line with Nasdaq. So let's see how it goes. Let's go to our chart. So let's look at the Nasdaq futures. So from the last week, we have just seen a minor breach of this high. Right? Now, again, I'm giving you three scenarios. My ideal scenario is for the Nasdaq MNQ futures to drop. Right? The bullish scenario, if it breaks and sustain above the highs what we have seen, which is like 24,169, 24,069.70, then we are going higher. And the worst scenario is we just come down, we test this previous all-time high, and then we go higher, and then we drop. So the ideal scenario is we come down a little bit, go here to retest this previous all-time high. That is the ideal scenario. Let's look at the MES, which is the S&P futures. So in the case of S&P futures, same thing. The ideal scenario is it comes down to retest this previous high. Bullish case, if it's extremely bullish, then in this case, it will break this the high what we have seen last week, 6502. So we break 6502. Sorry, 6509 is the high. Yeah, 6509 is the high. So we break the 6509 and then we move higher. And the worst scenario will be we go down straight to the previous all-time high, come back, and then we drop. So let's see what happens in the case of QQQ. We briefly moved higher above this high. We are retesting this high. We have to see whether we are able to come back into this range, or we retest the bottom of the channel and move higher, or we break the bottom of the channel. So we'll have to keep an eye, close eye, because of this week is going to be key event. There is a possibility that first few days of the week may not be very volatile because of the Jackson Hole symposium, and so European leaders along with Zelensky, Ukrainian team is coming to visit the US tomorrow. So there will be rumors, a lot of rumors, and probably rumors, followed by market a little bit volatile. And in the middle of the week, market goes a little bit quiet until Thursday and Friday. So let's see which scenario works out. Let's go and let's see SPY. SPY broke through the previous high, made a new high, and on the daily chart, it actually reversed whatever it gained on Thursday. So it's an interesting scenario. In this case, we have to keep an eye whether SPY is going to hold this channel or it comes below this channel. Let's see, this one was also a daily chart, yeah. And let's look at the UVXY, the market volatility. So in the case of market volatility, this is the weekly chart. You can see what we have seen. It goes down, comes to the bottom, moves higher, the volatility increases, it goes down, it's sitting at the bottom. Whether it's going to move higher, we've yet to see. Right, so let's see. Okay, let's go to our usual Mag 7. So I have mentioned, I've shown this one on my Twitter. So let's go to Tesla. So Tesla failed to break the upper boundary, the upper end of this, heading towards the lower end, and that's what the chart is suggesting. Let me go to the chart, and that's what the chart is suggesting, right? If everything goes well, Tesla is coming down to 305, somewhere around 306, 307 level, 307, 306 level. In the case of NVIDIA, we are trading inside a rising channel within a larger rising channel. Are we going to hold this one? This is the daily. So we tested this one on this base on Friday before going higher. The base of for tomorrow is between 179, 178. We have to keep an eye on that one. Let's go to AMD. AMD made a new high last week, but failed to cross the high at 185, 186. So 186. If it remains below 181, 182, there is a very good probability of AMD coming down to 168. 168 is taken out, then probably AMD is going to fill this gap, which is between 174 to, so AMD has a gap here, 174 to 179. If 174 is taken out, then we will fill this gap, which is between 174 to 165. So we'll have to keep an eye that AMD fails to break 182. Sorry, I think I said 172. 182. 182 on the top side. 180 to 182 on the top side. Let's look at Google. So the Google is testing the all-time high resistance. Whether it's going to break, we have yet to see. If it doesn't, then it has a good probability of coming down. Broadcom is in the rising channel, but trading along the midpoint of the rising channel. Very good possibility of testing 300 early this next week, and if it breaks 300, then probably we have some damage, more damage to see. In the case of Apple, I mentioned last week that Apple has broken this declining trend line. It came down, then I still believe Apple has more room to go up. That's what it did here. Broke through the declining trend line. First week was breakout was on a large green candle, then consolidation for 2 weeks before taking the move higher. In the case of Microsoft, we have broken this rising trend line, which damages the upside move. Like Microsoft is going to fill this earning gap, which is between 513 to 555. So Microsoft is heading towards 513. In the case of Amazon, Amazon tested the earning gap, price earning gap, moved higher. Let's see if it's able to hold 228.29 on the downside, then probably some sluggish, slow price action. If it goes below 229.28, then we have this gap to fill. Let's go to our earnings. So we have, what do we have? We have Palo Alto. So Palo Alto PNW has an overhead resistance around 201, 202. If it surpasses, then we have 210 on the downside. It has a very good support around 146 and 142. And Palo Alto has a tendency of showing higher volatility around the earnings, right? Post earnings, most of the time. So Fabrinet broke through this resistance. Very strong move, parabolic move. Earning surprise, not good guidance, can bring it down to can bring it down from 329 to at least 300, right? Okay. Otherwise, we are going into uncharted territory. Okay, we have BHP. So BHP, it's a gold mining company. We are in the neutral zone between 41 and 42 and a half, 41 and 42 and a half. Either side we break is the direction. If we break on the downside, we're coming down. If we break 42 and a half, then we are going higher. Right, we've seen, okay. Home Depot has broken this downward trend line. There could be a retest. So this trend line, we have seen 300 and the closing is 399 after 407 high last week. Next week, 390 is the key support, right? So if it holds that one, there's more room to the upside. Then we have targets. Target has a bearish setup. Target broke through this low, testing this low, probably heading down for further retest of 90 from 103. There is a possibility that it will come down somewhere around 92, 90. On the upside, if we see a sustained breakout above the recent high, which is almost 108, 109, then probably the room is to the upside. Okay, so let's go to TJX. TJX is facing this resistance. This is the second attempt to break this line. If it fails to break 132, 132, and 135 and 132 during the early part of the week, then probability is it will come down, but I think it will be slow grind downside on the downside. Walmart is testing the all-time high resistance. And then we have seen a failure last week. As long as we remain below 104, 105, there is a possibility of Walmart coming down to 95. Workday is sitting at a key support. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 attempts to break this one. Seems like it's cementing this base, which is around 208, 209, and probability is going to 240. So guys, that's all for now. We'll connect. I'll try to do something during the week. If not, then we'll connect next week. Have a wonderful trading week, and we'll meet with you guys sometime this week. If time allows, it's summer, so a lot of family commitments, a lot of other things to do. If not, then we'll see you next week. Have a wonderful trading week. Take care.